Welcome back to Last Call. Nathaniel Finch, Caden Colford. We thank Jace Hodge for his time and some analysis from that last game. Again, he was at the game, so we thought it'd be a good idea to talk to him. But time to transition. How about some NFL talk? We've only had, we went into the weekend with just 3 games left on the NFL slate. 2 of them have passed. Super Bowl's in 2 weeks, but we finally know who's going to play. We know who's going to be set. And, if you look back about 2 months ago, you can kind of put your finger on these 2 teams.
Yeah, coming into it, right, the Eagles and the 49ers wasn't a super fun game, but it really just an unlucky game for the Niners. That is Brock Purdy going down the opening drive with an elbow injury. That's almost just an act of God at that point.
Yeah, let's take a look at those highlights from the 49ers game. It wasn't quite the game that, the Niners wanted. Eagles are just that good. How about that? A big 31-7 win.
No, yeah, they deserve it. Don't let me say an act of God distract you from this team's talent. You see the play, see Devontae Smith going up and grabbing that ball.
What a catch. You can see there it popped out. They ended up, we saw after the fact that it was not a catch, but they ruled it a catch, and they went up and snapped the ball quick enough. Play later, Miles Sanders gets in for a touchdown, so it looked like a good catch. Didn't quite catch it. Still, applaud the effort by that man. I don't care if it hit the ground or not. That was impressive.
For sure. And the entire team, up and down, especially the run game. How about Miles Sanders with 2 touchdowns? Boston Scott with a touchdown. Jalen Hurts also with a touchdown. Can't ask for a much better rushing offense.
No, it was pretty impressive that, if you tell me going into the game that Jalen Hurts is going to have just like 0 passing touchdowns, you kidding me? I'm going to say, oh, no way, they lost that game. But the fact that he did that, they still put up 31, it was very impressive. The game that he had managing, they didn't ask to put everything on his shoulders. He didn't go out there and throw the ball 60 times, and have all these throws. It was just run the ball like this one here, and it works because their running game was on point against the best defense in the nation.
And they came out, you could tell from the open that they were out to get this one. Offense, defense looked great. If you're the 49ers, even with Brock Purdy, I don't know how you're getting past this team.
Yeah, and it really was poor to see Brock Purdy get hurt early in that one. You see on this play, Josh Johnson then got hurt, had a concussion, had to leave the game, so Purdy had to come back in. Kyle Shanahan said that he still wasn't able to really throw a football. So the fact that he was able to come in and by necessity had to finish that game, and they even tried lining up McCaffrey at quarterback for a play. But Purdy, if you would have told me he would have started the game and finished the game and did not throw an incompletion, I'd tell you that the Niners won that game. But 4 of 4, didn't do a whole lot, couldn't do a whole lot, and there's a big reason why they lost.
Yeah, only 3 receptions for Debo and Kittle, and those are 2 of your biggest weapons if you're the Niners. And in all honesty, it's not their fault, right? You have all these weapons but don't have anybody to get it to those weapons. But the guy that really tried to pull one out for his team was Christian McCaffrey. 15 rushes, 84 yards, and a touchdown on the day. But you can only do so much when you're just one man.
And you see tempers flaring here at the end of the game. The game was out of hand. The game was over. Trent Williams got a little too upset on that one. Tossed down an eagle, and, man, it was look at that. Levi Wallace had no shot.
Understandable from a 49ers standpoint, but nonetheless, Eagles are going to walk away with this one 31-7.
Let's switch gears. How about we talk about the other game in the NFL? It was a little bit more exciting. It was a 3-point game. Kudos to the man who had a 3.5-point spread. Made a little bit of money on this one. But the Eagles and the Chiefs, and we'll get to that one here in a bit, but the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl now because the Chiefs got this win against the Bengals. Joey B tried his best, just couldn't do it.
And he had a game, right? He was slinging it all game, but he was under pressure. 5 sacks on the day for the Chiefs. But note that the Bengals are out 2 or 3 starting offensive linemen, so big sway there.
23-20, the final score, and we'll see how we got here. What a catch there by MVS, and it was just a back-and-forth game. Started all Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. It started all Chiefs. Took the Bengals about 20 minutes to finally get up on the board, but then it was back and forth. We see Sam Hubbard picking up a mistake from Mahomes. Kudos to this man, though. Patrick Mahomes, the way he played in this game on a high ankle sprain. Look, it's hard to go chase after. You see how he kind of landed kind of weird. Now he's limping around. What a warrior he was in this contest.
And he also had a limited roster on his side, right? A couple wide receivers out. His top receiver this game was Marquez Valdes-Scantling. How about him? 117 yards on 10 receptions and a touchdown. He really, really showed up when he needed to.
Pretty impressive. Mahomes was able to throw for 326 and 2 touchdowns with that ankle sprain. You got to imagine, give him 2 weeks, he's going to be pretty healthy for that Super Bowl, and it's going to be exciting to see how this Chiefs offense just continues to go. I mean, you only put up 23 points in this game. It was a bit more of a defensive battle. Really came down to the end here. You see with Joe Burrow had to take a sack. Chris Jones out of his mind. His best season as a pro.
And the crazy thing about this was his first postseason sack. Took place in this game, and he really just showed out from start to finish. He was the guy that just gave the Bengals nightmares throughout.
You see here Mahomes thrown down late. It was a penalty, kind of set up an extra 15 yards, set up in field goal range, set up an easy, well, I say easy, nothing's easy about a 40-plus yarder, but we see here with this field goal attempt, Harrison Butker, nothing but money.
Yeah, that was his third on the day, and Osai, a lot of people were giving him a lot of stuff for his penalty right there. He had a great game aside from that 3 tackles, 2 assists, but inevitably it leads to the field goal there that give the Chiefs the win.
23-20, the final score there. So give me your pick. It's way too early. We'll talk about it more next week. We'll get a whole preview next week, but who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Man, I like the Eagles. They have weapons all over the floor. The defense is solid. I'm not betting against Jalen Hurts, not in the playoffs.
Man, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm leaning with you. The Eagles opened up in Vegas as a 2-point favorite. Chiefs' money line is at plus 110. It's not often that you go in the playoffs and the Chiefs are underdogs. And I don't know. It's just you hate to bet against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, but the Eagles roster is just better. It's just better up and down.
I think it's going to be a great game. No matter what, might go down in history as one of the best. It's going to be a fireworks show, to say the least, but I do think it's going to be the Eagles to pull it out.
Next week's show will give you a full preview of that Super Bowl. Looking forward to it, get in depth on some of the matchups and what all's going to go on there, and maybe a little bit of gambling picks as well. Can't wait for that. But we've got the Super Bowl matchup set. That's all we can say for now. Looking forward to see how things shake out in the future. Let's move on. How about college basketball? Purdue and IU. They are rolling, both teams, and it sets up a beautiful matchup in Assembly Hall on Saturday. We'll get to that next here on Last Call.